This is wow. Just wow. You know, I just I have no words for this guy. I do, and they're not very good, nice words. But let's just say if TDS had a face, this would be it. Dude, you spent the last like 8 years terrorizing your kids, calling Republicans and Trump the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler, and then when he wins an election, your son is sitting there. You and your neighbors are sitting there crying your little eyes out because you have been fed a lie, and you fed a lie to your kids, the same lie. And like he had 4 years to be Hitler. Where's the Hitler? Where's it at? But here's what he says.
Well, that was absolutely horrible. I just dropped my son off at school, and there were dozens of parents, unlike ever before, walking their kids all the way to the gate. There was at least a half a dozen parents holding their child and crying with them. Crying with them. And parents crossing the street and walking their kids all the way up to the gate and stuff. And nervously, all of us kind of looking at each other. And we're all thinking the same thing. And we're all just scared parents. Scared. I cannot even begin to tell you how weird that experience just was. Because normally I drive up, I walk my son to the gate. I'm one of the few. It's usually me and some other guy in a sweatshirt all the time. Not today. Not today. It was packed, and every parent was walking their child all the way to the gate. And there was tears and crying and hugging and holding. And yet we do nothing.
I didn't even
Yeah, you think?
That was unbelievable to witness.
Okay. So here's my big leftism rebuke. Are you ready, kids? This dude is a fucking idiot. Number one, Donald Trump is not going to do anything that he hasn't already done in his first 4 years. Number two, I can tell you as a matter of fact that the very small, and I do mean small portion of the conservative Make America Great Again movement that might back Donald Trump if he did do something like that. And by the way, it's not a very large contingent. It'd probably be like in the tens of thousands maximum. And even they would probably stand up and say, "Yeah, no, dude, you're shit out of luck. You did it to yourself, right?" If he got that way. That's number two. Number three, most of the Republicans that are being elected right now are neocon rhinos who are probably going to be sabotaging him every step of the way anyway. This is what happens when liberalism, which is a mental disorder at this point, takes effect so bad that they think the president is some sort of god emperor, right? He's not. He's a bull in a china shop. Sure. A god emperor? Oh, please. Far from it. Far, far from it. I like Trump. I voted for Trump, and I will vote for the next conservative as long as they have good policies. Kamala Harris had no policy except for abortions, basically, which are now a state's issue. You don't like the way your state handles it? Run for your state government. Or go talk to them at a minimum. Stop making your ideology, stop trying to force your ideology, your liberal ideology on conservative states. That's what the revocation of Roe v. Wade meant. That's all it meant. And if you think that you don't like the fact that liberals live in a conservative state, then you know what? Build a bigger house and invite them to come home. That's all I got to say. We're not going to be forcing an abortion ban. Jesus, he said that like 5 different times on the campaign trail that he wasn't going to be signing any sort of abortion ban. In fact, he's made it abundantly clear that he has no intention of even touching abortion because there's more important things to deal with anyway that he feels are more important. And coincidentally, the majority popular vote agrees with him, as well as the Electoral College, by a ratio of like 312 in his favor, and about over 7 what was it? It was 70, by over 70 million votes of individual citizens. So this guy has terrorized his son effectively into believing a lie that, and by the way, it's kind of his fault for spreading the lie, but here's the but, that he was terrorized into believing by these morons on the leftist media saying that this man is going to be the second coming of Adolf Hitler, when in fact, no, he's the second coming of Donald J. Trump. Big deal. Just means we're going to have lower gas prices and better grocery prices. And when you throw Elon Musk into the mix, it means that censorship is probably going to go bye-bye. And you throw RFK Jr. into the mix, it means that we're going to end up with healthier food and stuff for lower prices than what we're paying now, with less chemical garbage in it. I'm all about that, and you should be too. Absolutely. So yeah, this is just a direct rebuke against this guy for basically just being a piss poor parent and letting politics terrorize his kid. And it's a rebuke at all the other parents who did the same thing. I didn't do that with my kid when Biden was in office. I may have rolled my eyes every time he talked, but so what? Single wall. Whenever you buy water bottles, try to get them single wall water bottles. At least have one on hand. It's good to have the insulated ones to keep your temperatures right, but have the single walls so that way if you have to boil water in it, you can. And make sure they're stainless steel or equivalent. That's my outdoors advice for this video. It's kind of generic advice, but hey, whatever. But yeah, no, liberalism at this point is a mental disorder, and I do feel sorry for this guy's kid and the kid of any parent who treats their kid this way. This is terrible. You people need to have your head checked. Go see a psychiatrist. Go see a shrink. Donald Trump's not Hitler. Kamala Harris is not the second coming of Jesus Christ in female form. Get over yourselves. Do your own research and actually look things up with your own eyes for a change. And figure out that Donald Trump's just a dude who's trying to do things that he thinks will help. And he's right. Some of the things he is suggesting will help. Secure borders, lower prices. I mean, really, better living conditions in general for everybody, basically. And you can sit there and say, not for everybody, because my ideology says blah. I don't care what your ideology says. Take your ideology and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. He's not going after trans people. We're going after the ideology that's brainwashing kids into thinking that they're trans when they don't have gender dysphoria. They're having it foisted on them by other people. We're trying to give the power back to the people and the power back to the parents, and take it away from the federal government and these ridiculous school boards that think that they have a right to raise our kids counter to what we believe they should be, how they should be raised. That's what's going on. All right? You're just mad because you're not getting your way politically. Get over it. Stop using it as an excuse to abuse your kids, mentally speaking, and go out and touch grass. Go order a sub or a salad or whatever makes your little heart flutter. Go enjoy life. Just stop doing this stupid crap for attention. We're kind of sick of seeing it. This is like the fifth video on this I've had to cover. It's fine when it's them like doing the shrieks or whatever, because that's just stupid and fun to make fun of. But this is literally mental abuse of a minor. I think this is ridiculous. You're putting your child into a constant state of fear over what your political ideology, because you were fed a lie by the mainstream media that says Donald Trump is somehow Adolf Hitler. How does that make any sense? An awful lot of Jews at a Trump rally for him to be Hitler, wasn't there? And if he was Hitler the first time, shouldn't he have done more Hitler things in his first term? Kind of got to stop you right there. Your logic doesn't logic at all. So, I mean, there it is. Call it what you will. I am an asshole. I am a jerk. And I will continue to be a jerk and an asshole on these political streams and calling you people out for your stupidity. Absolutely. I don't have a problem with that. Not one bit do I have a problem with doing that. But you people need to stop treating your kids like this. This is ridiculous. Okay? Not number one, and I'm going to be honest with you. As a gamer and someone who spends a lot of time on gaming forums, a lot of the voices I hear and see are from your kids. They're not as liberal as you are or as you pretend. And yes, I'm aware that's a pillow behind my head. I intend to replace the blanket I'm using to cover my chair with a real seat cover. But anyway, they're nowhere near as liberal as you pretend, number one. Number two, they just kind of go along with what you say just so that you'll shut up, basically, 90% of the time. And this is coming from a parent whose kid literally has told him to shut up numerous times because he won't stop talking. Yep. Okay? She's literally looked me in the face with a straight face, and I had to stop and say, what? And she says, Dad, shut up. She's 6, by the way. She's a mouthy 6. And I do, because I realize sometimes I ramble on. But she agrees with what I say because what I say is the truth, and what I'm telling you is the truth right now. You've been led around like sheep by your noses the whole time. Like, they've had you by the neck this whole time, showing you everything that they wanted you to see, which is like this much, and I'm trying to do this right, this much, on a scale that's like that big. You're only getting that much of it. Donald Trump's not Hitler. Donald Trump's a mouthy bastard, sure, but you're not Hitler. Hitler burned people in furnaces and put them in concentration camps. So tell me something. Did Donald Trump put anyone in a camp in his first term? Did he burn anyone alive in a furnace? I don't remember hearing any news reports about that, do you? Because it didn't happen. Exactly. It did not happen at all. So this deranged talking point of calling him Hitler is literally just, it's hyperbole is what it is. It is hyperbole that is used to make mass formation hysteria by basically hypnotizing you people by repeating the same line over and over and over and over again. And Kamala Harris did that to you because she was someone that you felt like you could get behind. And by the way, we did have this under Trump too in the first term. It's a similar effect. Make America Great Again. Actually, the slogan for it, that slogan, came as a result of that. It's how politics works. The problem is that you haven't compartmentalized your politics from your real life because you've been told repeatedly that politics is real life. I hate to burst your bubble, but it's not. Federal government and your state government could disappear tomorrow, and assuming we didn't have some sort of international conflict, generally speaking, life would probably go on like normal. You'd still go to the grocery store for your food. We'd still have shipping routes. We'd still have all kinds of shit. People would still go hunting, fishing, camping. It might actually happen more without the federal government regulations getting in the way of doing these things. You know? What you need to do is compartmentalize what you've been told away from what you're seeing for yourself. If Donald Trump were Hitler, I guarantee you right now, a vast majority of the people who voted for him would be standing either in front or behind of him raiding the Capitol right now. You know what we're doing instead? I'm sitting at home eating bacon, eggs, and waffles and rolled up ham that I fried in a cast iron frying pan. That's what I'm doing. And drinking water. I might go get some eggnog later. If my throat clears up, that'd be great. Or maybe a protein shake. You know, these are normal things. They're not abnormal. Later, I'll probably go for a walk on the treadmill, maybe mow the lawn, and take a chill pill today. You people, on the other hand, you're acting like, World War III is coming or some shit. Which, by the way, it is. Maybe. At some point. But we don't want it. The people who have been screamed up and down that claim that they want it don't want it. They just don't realize that they're walking us into it. And the very small, thin population of people who do know that they're walking us into it and are doing it on purpose, shame on them. Donald Trump ain't one of them. He don't want World War III. It's not profitable. Having a secure border, that's profitable. Reducing taxes for everyone, that's profitable because that means people can go to his golf course more. I mean, come on. Think about it. Think about it with your head for a minute. Of course he wants to give everyone a tax break across the board, including his rich buddies. Because the less we have to pay out in taxes, the more money we'll be able to spend on extravagant extra crap like going to Mar-a-Lago. And putting some golf or whatever. I'm terrible at golf. I probably would only go there for the drinks. Maybe a game of cards or something. I could bust out the Yu-Gi-Oh cards and have the world's first Mar-a-Lago Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Maybe I'll call up a couple of my friends from New Hampshire. We'll go down and do a Magic the Gathering tournament too, and we'll loop in Tim Pool into the process and have our kids come along too and just have a grand old friggin' time. Why not? And then when it's done, go home and go about our lives. But you people, man, you act like you're ready to run for a nuclear bomb shelter because you think that Trump's Hitler. It's retarded. It's retarded. And I am going to get banned for using that word or struck by YouTube for using that word. I'm sure. I use this to actually not to insult, but rather to point to the fact that this is almost literally a mental disorder at this point. So. Anyway, I hope you all have a better day. That's for sure. Don't let this stuff get to you. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want more content.